Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Rhea Ripley, a former women's world champion, returned to winning ways at Survivor Series War Games 2024 with an impressive triumph against Liv Morgan's squad in the women's War Games match. At the official commencement of the match, Morgan was the last member to enter the steel structure. At the conclusion of the match, the Eradicator won a remarkable victory for her side by pinning the Miracle Kid, a 30-year-old, and sent him flying through a table with a vicious riptide. The organization announced on Monday Night Raw that on December 14th, at Saturday night's main event, Liv Morgan will defend the Women's World Championship against IYO Sky, a tag team bout between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and the Genius of the Sky and Kairi Sane ensued after the announcement. The Judgment Day took home a major victory when Big Mommy Cool dropped a Tejana bomb on Sane. Following their triumph, the heels launched an assault on the members of damaged CTRL, but Ripley helped Sky and Sane out. Even though Ripley had an early advantage against Morgan and Rodriguez, Mommy quickly found herself overwhelmed. Big Mommy Cool finished the altercation by sending the Nightmare tumbling into the commentary table's corner, which may have worsened her fractured orbital socket. Viewers were concerned that Rhea Ripley may have damaged her eye in real life during the terrifying part. She seems to be taking a break from television, but the angle is probably all part of the plot. Rhea Ripley seems to have reinserted herself into the World Championship conversation with her tremendous pinfall victory over Liv Morgan in the Women's War Games match last weekend. The possible injury aspect from yesterday night was to keep Mommy out of action until December 14. So it seems like she will not be able to compete until Saturday night's main event. Ripley and Morgan's story may reclaim the spotlight after Liv manages to keep her gold from the Genius of the Sky. For Royal Rumble 2025, the Stamford-based company may announce a women's world title bout between the fierce rivals. Fans were very worried about the health of Rhea Ripley, the women's world champion, after an event on the December 4, 2024 edition of WWE Raw. Rhea seemed to have a severe eye injury during a heated episode discussing the Judgment Day, leaving viewers wondering whether it was real. Because Ripley is so famous for her resiliency and egotism, the moment was all the more powerful because she seldom displays emotions. So far, here's all we know about the incident, Rhea's reaction to it, and whether or not it is as terrible as it seems. The incident in question took place during a pivotal showdown between Judgment Day and an opposing force that had been systematically pursuing them for the last several weeks. Midway through the bout, Judgment Day's enmity for their opponents boiled over, and a full-scale fight ensued. Typical of Rhea Ripley, she bravely intervened to protect her stablemates during the mayhem. But things became scary when one of Rhea's opponents carelessly punched her in the face. It seemed like someone's elbow or anything else hit her right eye by mistake, according to the camera viewpoint. As soon as the champion felt the seriousness of the situation, she retreated, clenching her fists. The pundits became quiet as she limped out of the arena. Rhea covered her eye and was genuinely frightened as medical staff hurriedly rushed to her near the barrier. The already buzzing crowd in the stadium became silent. The other members of Judgment Day hurried to protect their leader, prolonging the altercation while Rhea was brought to the backstage area. Even though she is known for being tough, the superstar's abrupt withdrawal caused many to wonder whether the injury was genuine. The piece caused a social media frenzy as people shared their opinions and emotions. Viewers scrutinized the video from every angle, arguing about whether the injury was intentional or a mere coincidence. Although WWE has a history of fusing fact and fantasy, this particular scene seemed too natural to have been staged. Something was amiss, as indicated by the medical personnel's haste and the apparent agony on Rhea's face. Not long after Raw ceased broadcasting, word began to filter in from behind the scenes. Reports from inside the organization indicate that Rhea was promptly brought to the trainer's room for an examination. The first diagnosis was a scratched cornea, or possible damage to the orbital bone, both of which might cause minor irritation to a career-ending injury. Rhea was in a lot of discomfort, but she kept telling everyone she was fine, an eyewitness from backstage said, describing the situation as strained, normal rheumatiz. No one wanted to make a fuss about it, but it was obvious that she was in pain. Rhea addressed the event on her Instagram stories a few hours after Raw. She posted a mysterious picture of her half-bandaged eye with her characteristic bold caption, Do you really believe this will deter me? It may take another go. Numerous admirers gushed over her resilience, while others voiced their ongoing worry for her well-being after seeing the message. Her real-life confidant and on-screen companion Dominic Mysterio also sent a note of support with the caption, "They don't call her mommy for nothing." He shared an image of himself and Rhea at a recent event. Stronger than ever before, she will return. Even with the updates, many were still worried since WWE wouldn't provide any details on her illness. Fans were already wondering whether the corporation was trying to hide the seriousness of the injuries in order to safeguard plot preparations. And the fact that no official statement had been issued only made things worse. Whether it was a real injury or a well-executed plot point is one of the most pressing concerns about the occurrence. As the borders between fact and fiction have long been blurred by WWE, the injury to Rhea Ripley occurred at a critical juncture in the rivalry between Judgment Day and the company. Does this seem like a deliberate attempt to ramp up the tension even more? There was the impression that Rhea's response was real, rather than staged. It seemed like an actual accident based on her body language, the way she covered her eyes, and her quick withdrawal from the situation. In addition, live portions are seldom interrupted by WWE unless there is a valid need to protect a performer. However, the incident's timing was almost too good to be ignored. An injury to their leader might be a significant storyline point in Judgment Day's rivalry, which is at an all-time high. This would either force the group to come together in her absence or cause them to seek vengeance. If this were a piece of art, it would definitely be a powerful tool for making the audience care more about the plot. Rhea Ripley might continue to have an active role in WWE programming as she recovers. If the injury is real but not serious, her absence would be felt as the leading lady of the women's division and a pivotal figure in Judgment Day. Yet, WWE has ways to engage her that do not necessitate physical confrontation. Rhea may step into a management position for the time being, directing Judgment Day from the sidelines while she tends to her ailment, with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic standing up to protect her dignity. This might shake up the faction dynamic in an intriguing way. Rhea would likely exploit the injuries as a crutch in her fight for supremacy if it plays a role in the plot. An injured but unbroken story would just heighten her mystique, since her character flourishes when faced with hardship. Reactions to the event among the WWE Universe have been rather mixed. Hashtags like #GetWellRhea and #MammyStrong began trending soon after Raw, as fans flocked to social media to show their respect for Rhea's resilience. Some have said that WWE could have taken more measures to avoid accidents by not allowing such a hazardous location to happen.